seconds remaining. He seems to be playing hard for it. Oh my goodness, Rudy, what is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, he's got the oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through. He's gonna get the shot. He's gonna put it in. Back to back. Backward. Can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the net.
High off the backboard here. Opportunity. Here comes the shot.
Is this serious? Hold on. Surely this can't. Oh my lord.
Go with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Oh, open day on the goal line. He did not win nearly over. Sweep. It comes through. The venom, the improbable, the impossible, the four-time champions.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League where the grind continues, where we having our all-star matches continue. I'm joined in the booth by Colson, and we got some Chally League all-star game in here to kick us off, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I am excited to see the level of gameplay. I was able to be here for the first matchup of the night, which was the GM matchup, East versus West. And I think East was able to take that one. So the overall matchup today is 2-1 in favor of the East, if you're keeping track of that. And the matchup we have next is between another East and West team. Big surprise. The East is 5-7 in this match, and the West is 7-5 in this match. Who you feeling is going to take this one home?
I think Fort's the worst player in the world, and he deserves to get banned. That man is going to lose, and I hope he watches this. That is insane, Fort. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I genuinely think that the West has insane players on their team. One of them being Fort. But Stites and Nerfbot, man, inspirational players. Obviously, the East, no slouches either. I mean, we saw Critter earlier today, but we'll see if they can compete, because I genuinely think, specifically Nerfbot, you know, whenever he's having fun, he's more mechanical than half of Rival. So we'll have to see who comes out on top here. But so far, some early pressure here for the East. And, you know, I will say one thing about these All-Star games, it's about who kind of just meshes well, you know, and is able to figure things out first. And so far, you know, we'll have to see who turns it up. But the first game, always a feeler-out kind of game.
Absolutely. A lot of ping pong back and forth in these games normally. And I think you said it perfectly. Whoever meshes the best will start off the hottest and give themselves the advantage in a series like this one. I love some of the names and the car designs I'm seeing, especially out from the East squad. Some Christmas lights, Santa Critter, Santa's little elf, and this touch off there, that could have been great. But I love the aggression that I'm seeing. They're trusting one another, leaving a teammate upfield, and it's leading to some early pressure. So I hope this can keep it up, or this keeps up, and we can see even more pressure from both these squads.
So far, some early pressure from this West team, but not able to put that one away was Nerf. Now it's the East with another good shot. That's 2 shots here for the East. And also, you mentioned the names. The clan tag for Melee is Elf 2. So they're all in on it. They're all in on it. But maybe it's helping him out here. That was a favorable bounce. Nerfbot able to get the epic save there, as Critter could not get the follow. Fort trying to get the clear, but the pressure here from the East and the good 50s that continue to come out. But finally, Stites with a kind of a lucky double there, but able to get it out of his own half. Critter popping that ball way high. Can he get a follow? Nerfbot going to stop him there. Off the ceiling, Nerfbot can't get back to it, so Zeke going to play that one to the corner. Fort trying to get it over 1. It's going to be Mealy keeping that ball in the West half. Nerfbot looking for the double, doesn't get the touch. Fort back over to Nerfbot. Nerfbot over to Stites. Stites with 1 control touch. Mealy kind of slow, kind of awkward, still able to make the save. Fort trying to put that ball up high. Nerfbot not going. He sees 3 players back and decides to just take his time, but both these teams are looking for goals. I feel like the West are going for a little bit too much sometimes, and so far it's not working out for them, but a wayward touch there, a pop-up high, maybe a play here, but halfway through this game, still 0-0. Colson, who do you think's going to strike first here?
If I had to give an odds-on favorite right now, I'd give it to the East. I saw Critter and Mealy both play in a game as they try to connect off this ceiling. Great pinch from Nerfbot. This could be the strike first. I'm known for caster cursing, so whichever I say, just assume it's going to be the opposite. But Critter and Mealy had both warmed up already and won in their matchup against the West GMs. So theoretically, they should be hot and striking while the iron is. But Fort goes crazy. What a pass coming out from Nerfbot. Are you kidding me? Flip reset, Musty into a pre-jumping Fort down to the back of the net. That is ridiculous. I am so sorry for the caster curse.
Nah, Nerfbot is just a little too nasty sometimes, man. You can't give him that much time in the air. He's gonna make you pay. Fort able to get the steal on top of it, because he definitely did not deserve that one. Fort now gonna try to get this one over Melee, and he does. And that one over to Nerfbot as well. Nerfbot off the sidewall, gets a double. Nerfbot going for the bump. So is Fort as well. Stites off the sidewall, a little awkward. Critter just trying to take a control touch. Able to get that out was Melee. Melee trying to get it past Fort with a lot of boost and some control, but a good instant challenge there from Critter. A good shot. That one over the head, but off the post. And that ball could have been the equalizer, but instead Coulson, it's going to be still a 1-0 lead, but not for long. Critter able to put that one away. A great pass here from Melee as well, seeing that chemistry we saw earlier today.
Beautiful chemistry at that. It's a nice team play. I mean, on earlier seconds before this one went in the back of the net, there was a shot that just went off the post. And I like the pressure that the East is getting. They're looking for quick 1-2 passes, whereas the West is relying heavily on their mechanics. And honestly, they should be. If your opponents are playing like this, jumping to the ball early and whiffing, how could you not just trust yourselves a little bit more and take an easy open net on the kickoff?
Good finish there. Unlucky kickoff. But in the end, a 2-1 lead here for the West. Looking to tie up the series as it is 2-2. Or sorry, it's 2-1 currently. Stites looking to get a ball towards the midfield. Not a lot of boost to work with. Going for the 50. Doesn't get the pinch off the ground. So instead, it's going to be Fort playing Disruptor once again. Off the ceiling. Fort, year too old for this man. That one not going to get a touch on it. As Nerfbot now trying to show Fort how it's done. But he's going the wrong way. Stites up with him. A little bit of double commits here coming out from the West, but somehow the ball is still in the East half. Stites towards the backboard. That ball gets met by Melee barely. Fort and Nerfbot fighting over the same boost. Fort wins it out, and he gets the challenge as well. Still up a goal here, so more time wasted is better for the West. Nerfbot looking for one more touch. He actually got another flip reset out of it somehow. As Zeke with a clear. Santa's Critter, as he is looking for one last gift. Maybe a goal here for the East. Melee not going to get a touch on that one. Fort going downfield. Zeke gets dunked out. 10 seconds remaining. They have one opportunity remaining here. Sight. That's a touchdown to Nerfbot. Nerfbot with a long clear. Nobody able to get there. Critter. That's a pop up high. Fort, can you put it away? Of course not. As Stites going to pop that one up high once again. And that ball finally, eventually, let it hit the ground. Someone knows they're keeping it up in the air. Fort going towards the backboard. That ball falling straight down. Fort doesn't have the double. Almost had the insane angle there, but he's just a little too old. I will be hating on him the whole time until he changes his name, by the way. Because this is crazy.
It is what it is, a name change coming in, so I'll root in favor of the West then instead of you. Nerfbot looking phenomenal in that game. He had a couple of great touches, couple of great mechanical plays, and if I'm on the Eastern squad, I would be a little hesitant to challenge him, but that's exactly why you need to challenge him. There are some plays where he's just flip resetting it over into the wall that you don't need to jump at, but there's a lot of touches where he has so much time and space in the air that you're just itching to get someone in there. You just got to send it. One of the best ways to disrupt players who are as mechanical as Nerfbot is to jump at them immediately. He might get it over you, but if you play the high and force it low for your team, it could be very beneficial. And that's what I'm really looking for in this game number 2 from the East squad. For the West squad, I think they can just keep doing what they're doing, right? It's been successful. Nerve to Fort was a crazy connection. Fort almost got a crazy double touch off the corner as a waterfall down at the very end of the game. I think they can just keep rolling with what they're doing, and as long as they're connecting, I think this could be their series.
Yeah, if they can continue to connect like that, and obviously they are friends, so they have played together, you know, outside of Nemesis before, but Melee, he's no slouch either. And here he comes. A great shot here from Melee. A good beat there from Zeke as well for the pass, but an early goal here for the East, and this is kind of the momentum that they've been looking for.
Fort, what a saving himself in the chat. He was just off the post and a little awkward instead of on the ground. Great placement coming out from the Eastern squad as they take an early lead.
Nerfbot with a pass from Fort almost hit the insane ceiling shot, but that ball gets saved away. Now the counterattack is going to be off target. Zeke did not want the open net, and I respect that. Not everybody wants those open nets. A little too easy here in the All-Star game, so Zeke going to go for the full field air dribble, maybe? Nope, that one's not going to hit. His Nerfbot shot way off the mark there as Stites looking to continue the pressure here. But that ball, a great pass back from Nerfbot. Zero boost for everybody on the side of East, but still, the squishy save comes through. Fort and looking to leave that one to Stites, but somehow, some way, it hits off the post. It's still up in the air. Zeke taking his time, not panicking because that situation looked like a total mess. But somehow, the ball's back-centered. West looking for another opportunity. Sight shot just not good enough, and finally, East are able to break out. They're up 1-0 still, and they might go up 2-0.
Oh my lord!
Goodness. Mealy gonna put it away. That ball off the post, off the crossbar, doesn't matter. Mealy finds, then back to the net.
That is really fortunate for the East squad that didn't bounce post and out a little bit further. Lucky that it bounced straight down and Mealy was there to capitalize off of it. But I saw something from the East earlier that they were bunched up in front of the net where that awkwardness before their own goal came. It was like no one was challenging the ball. No one's keeping their momentum and conserving it. So we're getting stacked up. And fortunately for them, they're up 2-0, so they can deal with it. But that's the you need to go for the ball mentality that I was talking about earlier, is they just pass up an opportunity.
Someone needs to step up and be that guy. So far, you know what? It's kind of been Mealy, I guess, but on defense, sometimes it gets a little bit lost, a little confusing. Zeke now looking for one touch, trying to get a follow-up. Nerfbot going to be patiently waiting there in the corner. Mealy going to get that touch, but straight back to Nerve. Zeke with the cut. Everybody in that corner. I saw 2 pre-jumps, and I saw everybody fall to the ground. This is absolute all-star gameplay if I've ever seen it. Stites now with the challenge, but Critter off the backboard. Mealy, shot not going to come through. Zeke and Critter both don't go. That's a shot from Stites. It's off. Mealy able to make the save. And that, I thought, was definitely in, but Mealy, the hero, coming in once again. A good 50. That ball continuing to stay in the East half, but they're continuing to survive here. As Zeke with a 50. That ball bouncing back towards the midfield, but Mealy able to get the beat. As Nerfbot now with one touch. Couldn't get a follow though. Mealy, 0 boost, and he gets demoed for his troubles. Critter with the great 50. That ball bouncing mid. That ball kind of awkward. Nerfbot, not a whole lot of boost. Just jumps at it. Zeke with the shot, but Fort was there for the save. Stites with not a great 50. That ball bouncing straight down. Nerfbot, 0 boost. Still able to make one touch, but still not out of danger quite yet. Zeke looking for one off the backboard, but Stites is there. The long clear. Mealy up in the air. Nerfbot, of course, he's up in the air looking for one more. Couldn't get back to it. Critter, clear out. Zeke looking for a pass. Maybe that one towards the corner. That ball just gonna be cleared away. And Nerfbot back up, going for the air dribble. That ball now. Maybe a shot for Stites, but that shot just too weak. Mealy with one touch with 2, but Fort was there with a shot. Critter there for the save. The defense from the East, they are just shutting down everything that the West is trying to do so far.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is due to the hesitation coming out from the Western side. Not something that I was expecting. A great double touch comes out from Fort. Nerve, I guess, got called off the ball or whipped it. Regardless, leaves it for Fort, and Fort is able to put that one away. And I think, going back to what I was saying, is they need to just go for the ball. They are the more mechanical team and have showed it. And that's the reason this game isn't tied up right now. That's why Mealy was able to get that save away from a wide open net, is because this West squad isn't sending it as quickly as they should. They need to keep for that ball. And that same criticism that I gave to the East is starting to plague the West.
Just a little bit more, you know, just a little bit more recklessness is all we need, especially out of Nerf. I just need to just keep going. How many you want, Nerf? I want 3. He doesn't get a single one, though, and that ball going to be met by Mealy in the air. Zeke, he's up as well. That ball bouncing straight down. Nobody from the East is going to have a shot on that. I lied. What a shot there from Critter. Somehow able to find the angle, but it was quite an easy save there for Stites as he's able to get that ball launched downfield. Critter now with a banging clear right back. Nerfbot up in the air. Maybe looking for a psycho. I would not be surprised, but definitely does not have that in his bag. That one is now going to be dangerously floating. 0 boost here for Stites. Stites just caught in no man's land. What are you supposed to do? His teammate got demoed. Nerfbot didn't want to go for the ball. So, guess it's just a goal.
Yeah, I think the great thing that the East is doing is in some of their patience. It worries me because too much patience is bad. But right now they're in a nice middle ground where they trust that the people on the Western squad are going to drop their mechanical plays. So all they do is wait for it to hit the ground and then take it over. And it's worked wonderfully in this game number 2. But again, it puts you on this kind of a back foot where if they're able to make saves like this, it's not great. But if Nerve starts to heat up and starts to hit these shots, if Fort continues to hit his double touches that he's hit, I think this series would be in favor of the Western squad. But right now, the West looks like their mechanics are off, and the East are happy to say thank you very much. We'll take these free goals, and we will take game number 2 as soon as this ball hits the ground.
Great game here coming out from the East, and I think I just think the West is trying to do too much. I just saw an open net there from Nerve, and instead of shooting it, he goes for a double touch. Just simple things like that, which it's All-Star game. If you want to have your fun, have your fun. But Nerve, you're too bad to do that. I hate to say it, brother. Like, you just gotta play, just play the shot, man. Like, you're good at your air dribbles, yada yada yada. But I played with you too often to know. You just don't got that in the bag. The Psycho, I respect the attempt. I can't actually hate on that one. That one's pretty good. But I mean, the East are just doing it. It's just doing it really, really simply. They're playing the game well. They're capitalizing on mistakes, and you know, all that matters is the win in the end. I actually a clip would be cool, but so far the West haven't hit any of those either. So Colson, I either want to see an absolute insane clip coming out here, or I want to see some good, solid Rocket League gameplay. And I can tell you one of those things is not going to happen.
I'll leave it to the audience to decide which one of those isn't going to happen. But right now, we see a double commit coming out. I like that the West is starting to go for the ball. But like you said, the East is happy to capitalize on the mistakes of the West. And a great 1-2 passing play comes out, relying on each other instead of mechanics. Beautiful shot coming out from the East as they take an early lead.
I'm seeing the power of friendship come on through, and the power of good shooting. What a shot there from Zeke. Santa's little elf getting a pass from elf number 2. Just, a little connection there, and it's like a toy. They're just playing with their food at this point, as Stites now with a 50. Fort, I almost said Phillips in 10, and that would have been really bad, but Fort able to get a touch. Stites gonna just wait for this one. Nerfbot jumping at air, as now Fort with 0 boost, tries to go for this ball, gets 1 touch, but it's going to be Zeke off the ceiling. Zeke going quickly, doesn't get the touch, but he gets the dunk on Mealy instead. Mealy wasn't quite expecting that one. Sights now with some control, able to get the flick, but that ball is straight up in the air. Nerfbot gets a nice flip reset, but the ball only goes as far as Mealy. That's a great touch there from Fort, though, but a huge spawn from Critter, able to make that save. Mealy looking for the Cuxer pinch. That ball just going to get sent all the way down. Zeke now off the ceiling, off the backboard as well, but Fort had that ball cleared. Nerfbot towards the sidewall, looking for the double, and he gets it out to Stites. Stites is going to be there. The pre-flip, it's in! Oh my goodness, what a play there. Nerfbot to Stites, and the pre-flip bar down.
What a ridiculous pass coming out from Nerve, and what a beautiful shot coming out from Stites. That was ridiculous. Mechanical woes not plaguing them in this game number 3, and there is the clip you were talking about earlier, Flip.
Yep, and I told you one of the 2 things are going to happen, and wow, what a great shot there from from Stites. A great pass from Nerfbot as well. That's almost a perfect pass in that scenario. As Mealy hits that one off the backboard, that shot going to be saved away by Nerfbot. Hits that one to the sidewall. Fort going to get the beat as well. Mealy a little awkward, has to get a touch here just to buy some time. Nerfbot towards the backboard. Fort's going to be there, take his double away from him, as that's what good teammates do. Zeke now with 100 boost and some time. Not enough time, as Stites was in the air for an hour. And Fort now with a pinch all the way downfield. Mealy, he's waiting. That ball up in the air. Nerfbot with 1 pop, but that's not a great touch. A free shot here for Zeke, and he misses those 9 times out of 10. But that time, it was on target, just gets saved away. As Critter now gonna take that one as Mealy left it for him. Nerfbot going for the own goal. That one gonna be hitting off his own backboard. No shot coming out from the East. All-Stars here. Stites now looking for a pass over to Fort. Fort with a nice controlled touch, but Mealy had that one read. Zeke over to Critter. Critter with some time, maybe looking for a pass over to Zeke, but some saves coming out here from Nerfbot. as Stice now pops that ball high in the air. Fort with some boost, but gets 50'd by Mealy. Halfway through this game, it's 1-1. Nerfbot making some saves on defense. The East, I feel like I've cranked it up a notch. That's a great pass towards the midfield. Stice gets the beat on 2. Critter and Mealy both win, and now a counterattack opportunity. That ball, not the best pop, so it's going to be Zeke getting a full clear here. Looking for that pinch. Mealy going to be there. Nerfbot going to be there once again, but Mealy has the dunk right back. And the back and forth continues. 1-1 here, Colson. And it's been a lot of East on offense. West haven't had a whole lot of time on this side of the pitch, but with 2 minutes remaining, someone's got to break this tie. Someone's got to hit another clip. Who's it going to be?
I think I was about to say it was about to be Mealy, but Mealy whiffs on that one and keeps this game tied. Right now, I'm a little worried because right now it looks like the East has a lot of the pressure, but they're not doing much with it. Nothing super threatening has come out so far, or at least nothing threatening enough to throw off the West. They came in with a crazy play even in all of this Eastern pressure, and now Nerfbot has the chance to do it again. He is the man to look at, gets a flip reset, looking for a pass, but none of his teammates send it. And that, again, that same criticism is before. When you're not sending the ball, you can't really get a goal. Nerfbot is putting absolute dimes as he gets another corner read, but they just need to send the ball. The Eastern team is doing that really well. Great midfield pressure coming out from them. But until the West is willing to commit, I think this should go in the East's favor.
I've seen one player willing to commit like that, and that's that man right there. Nerve is always up in the air. If you send him a pass mid, it doesn't matter how dire it looks. He will be there. He is jumping every time. His teammates, they're not all in quite like that, though. 45 seconds remaining. Fort now trying to make a play happen here. Gets it past 2. A free net. Nerfbot with not the best touch, though. Buys a lot of time here for the East team to get back, and a long clear. But Nerfbot off the backboard. Mealy up off the ceiling. Trying to get a touch. Nerfbot going for the full field air dribble. Gets the flip reset. Instead, going to go for the air dribble bump. Be really cringe about it. That one is an awful goal. Do not celebrate that. That is unethical hoops.
Woo! What a beautiful goal coming out on the side of Fort and Nerve. Both sending it at the play again. Nerve staying on the play, getting the bump. What a beautiful play. If you're a fan of bumps, that is. Here on the desk, we hate them. So that is not the play that we want to see, but we'll accept it regardless. That puts the West up with 15 seconds left. That's the aggression from the Western team that I was looking for. I think if they're consistently able to do that and willing to go for that pressure, again, this series should be theirs.
I will say, if anybody else scored that ball, it's a great play, but Fort was the one that put it away, so in the end, it's an awful play from the East, from the West, and it's going to get them this victory. But Nerfbot, man, an absolute, brilliant performance here. He looked kind of messy on the pitch, I can't lie. He looked a little bit different, I will not lie. He had some dimes of passes, but in the end, it's not like they were, having all this pressure, but the East were the ones shooting the ball a whole lot. 7 shots from Zeke, and 4 from Mealy and Critter combined. There was only 4 on the side of West. It just felt like, and call me crazy here, it felt like the West played a lot of defense. Nerve has 6 saves. That's just not, I'm reading this script, that's just not what the script's supposed to look like, man.
Yeah, it was a very defense-heavy game from the West, but not anything super threatening coming out from the East. They had that one infield passing play at the very beginning of the game that was phenomenal, but after that, they didn't have much going for them. It was very slow. It was very hit the ball and pray. And I think they need to be a little bit more intentional with their plays because, like you said, they had a lot of shots, but Nerve had a lot of saves. He's mechanical enough to make those saves. So until the East finds one another like they did at the beginning of that game, I think the West might have it.
They find the sauce. It's a demo into a shot, into the crossbar. That right there is a recipe for success, just not for the right team. That West get lucky that that ball hit the crossbar there, and now they have a counterattack as Stites going to hit that ball mid with a great pinch. Nerfbot elects to not go for that one. It's over your head, buddy. That one is now going to be met by Nerfbot, but he doesn't get the touch either. Critter now looking to continue the pressure here. Stites towards the corner. Critter not able to get the read as Stites gets dunked by Mealy here. Mealy not able to get the flip towards the midfield. Excuse me. Nerfbot on the sidewall gets met by Zeke, who I think has been performing really well own goaling? Question mark? I was dim out. I couldn't quite see that. Some more demos coming out here from Critter, and this is what I like to see. This is the quality gameplay from Critter that I like to see. That ball off the backboard. Critter, do you have the read? You do. What a touch there from Critter. Fort now looking for a touch, maybe looking for a follow. That one not gonna hit the ceiling, but Mila's gonna hit it off the backboard. Nervebot last man back, and he's playing safe. This is not the Nervebot that I know. As a demo coming out, a 1v1 for Stites, 0 boost to work with. He gets bumped for his troubles, and the physicality coming out from the East. And this is the kind of Rocket League that I like. Just pure physicality, ethical hoops, if you will. As Zeke now hits that one towards the backboard. A 2-on-1 opportunity. You're going to look for the pass. Gets the bump from his teammate into the goal. Stites caught lacking. What are you supposed to do about that one?
I don't know if there is much you can do. I love the team effort, not the way I think it was supposed to go, but it worked out anyway, right? You get bumped into the ball again by your own teammate, and that's a great team play. Intentional or not, it works. And at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is what is at the top of your screen.
All that matters is that the West loses. And so far, the East trying to make that happen. A great team bump there into a goal. Can that happen once again, or maybe a different kind of play? Nerfbot getting the beat there, Stites in the corner, maybe look for a pass down to Fort. It was a shot, actually. Oh my goodness, Stites almost had the angle, but instead Zeke is going to have some control. Not a lot of boost, though, trying to get a pass mid, but he's passing it to a player with 0 boost as well, so Mealy, the only one with any boost, as he's able to pick up 100, trying to get that ball clear. Fort was in the air, waiting for the touch. Gets demoed, though, so now Nerfbot off his own backboard, gets one touch, trying to get a follow, gets a 50 on the Critter. Maybe looking for a follow now as he bumps Mealy towards his own corner. Nerfbot with 100 boost in the air, gets a flip reset, gets a double, looking for the triple. Instead, it's going to be cleared away by Zeke. Nerfbot just could not get around that one quite enough. Fort shot going to get saved away by Mealy. Critter up in the air, one touch, maybe looking for a flip reset of his own. Zeke should hit that one towards the sidewall. Stites was up, a little bit awkward here. Zeke with a quality tactical fake. You're going to see a lot of those in the next match, I promise. As Zeke is able to get a fake on one and able to get a little bit of possession here. As now Nerfbot trying to get the challenge, and he does. He was getting bumped as well, but still able to make that play. A great clear here, though, as that ball launching all the way down. But the East, not a whole lot of opportunities, not a whole lot of boost to work with. They're trying to find these opportunities so far, but I feel like the West, their third man is playing super deep and super safe. And they're not allowing these counterattacks, but still, the West is still down a goal. They have to make something happen here, and if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Nerve. Not going to happen there, though, but Colson, a minute and a half remaining. I've seen Nervebot try to make some plays. I've seen some own goals in my time as well. What a shot here from Stites.
Yeah, he will not be given credit for the assist, but that was a beautiful pass right off of Zeke in the front of the net. A cherry-pick goal. A little bit rude of Zeke to take credit for it, but, you know, it is what it is. That was a great pinch in all seriousness, down into the net, but it seemingly came out of nowhere. The West doesn't seem to have a lot of pressure. There are moments that I've seen so far that look like... Have you ever played the game and you're just kind of like, man, why would they go for that ball?
Yeah,
it seems like there's a lot of moments like that. Like, why would Fort die for that ball? There's 2 players on the east side sitting right there. But when you are belligerent and you just go for the ball, you find success. And I think the West is starting to figure that one out.
All mech, no brain. That's what I would describe this West team as, and maybe they need to start playing a little bit more like it. As Mealy, they need kind of a great play of their own to make a comeback here. As Stites with one touch, looking for the pass out to Nerfbot. Nerfbot gonna rob Stites of his flip reset. The Stites now 0 boost, trying to go for that ball. Nerfbot gonna leave it, gonna go up in the air, trying to get one. Couldn't get the follow-up touch, though. Stites pops that ball way high, going for the reset, pops it over one. Does he have the flip? Does he have the shots? Not quite right off the post. 45 seconds remaining. A great opportunity here. Mealy, do not miss this one. Able to put it away. East tie it back up.
Another great team play coming out from the East. They seem to find one another at the perfect times. I love how Mealy stayed upfield, trusted that Zeke was going to get him the ball, and he did. And because they did that, they were rewarded with a goal. East are back into this game. They need to win this one to stay in this series and force a game number 5. And personally, I'm hoping for that.
Game number 5 would be great, especially because it means that the East would be have a chance to win. And, you know, that's all I care about. I just want to see this Fort guy lose. That's all I care about. But he's going to prove me wrong and score an insane shot. A great pass here from Nervebot. An absolute screamer to the top shelf. A great play here out of the West boys. And I can't even. That's a good shot, man. Right below the cross. That's a good shot.
Similar to our casters, Fort is eating in this matchup. He's doing an absolute phenomenal job, and it is fun to watch. 20 seconds left, and the East has to get back into this one in order to stay in the series. Do you think that's going to happen, Flip?
No, absolutely not. In fact, I think the game should have ended half an hour ago, to be honest. This game should have been over the moment that I saw these teams on the pitch. I cannot lie, this West team just a little too stacked. Dissolved has been running it with Nervebots. Fort has been playing out of his mind. Dice is the best player on Samurai, debatably. I just think the West was too stacked. I think the East, obviously, really good players. Critter, my GOAT. But in the end, at this West team, they're just built a little different, and that's all that matters, man. You know, they were just a little too good, and I feel like if they were locked in the whole time, we might have seen a sweep.
I agree. There were times, even in the game that they lost, that they looked really comfortable on defense, even though they were down. And I think that in large part is due to the mechanical ability of all three of these players. It was tough to watch because there were such great ideas coming out on the East side, and even some really good ones that led to them winning a game and coming back in others. But I mean, how are you going to stop it when you have people like Nervebot hitting a crazy redirect off the sidewall down to Sights, who stays upfield, gets a pre-flip into a shot, into a goal? Like, that's just tough to beat, especially when your team doesn't have that mechanical ability. And I think the East put up a great fight, but the West deservingly tied this series up 2-2.
Yeah, and you know that's gonna be it for the Chally All-Star game. Congrats to everybody that first off made All-Star, whether you played or not, or just congrats to all of them. The players did also play really well. I love watching Zeke play. He played really well. Mealy and Critter. Yeah, they played twice today already. That's just how good those players are. There's quality. Everybody was playing really well. And then there was Fort. So that's going to be it here for the Chally League. And we have the Rival League up next, which, always is a sight to behold, Colson. And I can't wait to play that one. So we will be right back after a short break. And we have the Rival League All-Stars coming up next. Deuces.
Really? He puts it in! 0 seconds remaining! It seems to be playing hard for it. Oh my goodness! Rudy, what is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, Scott, oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through.
He's gonna get the shot. He's gonna put it in. Back to back. On the backward. Can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the net.
Davis high off the backboard here. Opportunity. Here comes the shot.
Is this serious? Now, hold on. Surely this can. Oh my lord!
Go with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Open play on the goal line. He did merely over. Sweep. It comes through. The Venom, the improbable, the impossible, the 4-time champions. All right. what is
Welcome
going on,
back to the
everybody?
Nemesis Gaming League, where the grind continues. I know that I'm a familiar face, and with me on the desk today is Speed Demon. You actually played in a couple of matches today. How did those go?
Yeah, we won't talk about the GM showdown because that's just for fun. We'll give it to the East. We still got the advantage, but I played in the prospect one, and had to secure a dub on the Western side for the prospect boys and girls who are out there. I know we do have a few ladies in the Nemesis community playing, but yeah, West is the best. That's all I have to say. I've been on West, I think, every season besides one, Colson. So it's just how it is.
So a West fanboy till the day you die. So there might be a little bit of bias coming out in this upcoming matchup in the Rivals League, where the East actually have dominated historically. They are 10-2 in the rival division and 2-10 for the West. Why do you think that is?
I mean, it's very hard to say, but there's a man on the East. He goes by the name of Flip 1010. I don't know. You guys may know him. He may have just been in the booth casting, but this man Flip, he's been a resident rival player for quite a few seasons. He's obviously been on the East, on that same org that he's been a part of with the Fruit Ninjas for quite some time. And he just finds himself winning, whether it be in regular Nemesis matches, All Stars, playoffs. He's very, very good. So we'll definitely see him, show up for the East side. But other than that, I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's some behind the scenes mind games that goes on with the East versus West when it comes to the All Stars, or I know they like to go for more clips as the higher up we go too. So I don't know. It could be various things, but East definitely needs to lock in because if they lose this one and they lose next season, they're behind 10 games, and that would be a 12-2 favor of the East. So West needs to lock in.
It might be all business on the side of the West squad today, and maybe a little bit of trolling, a little more fun on the Eastern side, which is an interesting matchup because the have fun meta is very real. Just going for the ball, having fun, and enjoying yourself. oftentimes, at least for me, leads to success. So if Flip, the guy who just casted with me, is able to pop off and enjoy himself, he might get his own clip of this series. So I think we're just talking a little bit more. I don't know if all of the players have actually loaded into the lobby yet. Right now, I see a couple of them in the eastern side, and the western squad is here ready to go. So it seems like the eastern group is not taking this as seriously. Is that come as a surprise to you or no, Speed?
Kind of does. I think, you know, a lot of it also is someone couldn't make it and failed to inform us staff ahead of time. So we didn't have a replacement ready to go. So now, you know, that does happen. You know, it's scramble time. You try to look at, you know, next man up per the votings. You know, management will try to quickly, but at the same time, you got to grab who you can grab, who's available. So it's hard trying to find a little bit of a mixture of both. It does look like. Looks like they have someone in there. I don't know. It's a management member, so I don't know if he plans on joining. But DJD did join the Eastern All Stars. I know he is having a fairly decent season himself, so he could be a pretty good replacement there for them. But looking at the lineups of who's in the VC right now, I know they're not in the match, but we got DJD, Flash, and Flip 1010 heading up for the East, and on the West, Dissa, Linden, and Sprinkle. And just looking at it, I know Flip's pretty good, but I am also biased here, but West is looking pretty good from the names that I'm seeing that might join this.
From the matches I've casted so far this season, I would have to agree with you. I'm going to be specifically looking at Landon on the side of the Western team. I think he could step up a little bit and be the playmaker for this team, supporting Dissa and Sprinkle. I think that would be a great way to get the West back into this historical series with the East. They need to play for one another. They need to play with one another if they're going to go against a squad like the East. But theoretically, they could have the advantage, right? The East is not ready. They didn't have all their guys show up. They are not locked in, and the West has been ready. They have been hanging out. Comms are probably great. I imagine this is going to be a very fun time as more and more players load up into the match. I'm starting to think that I'm going to have to side with the West on this one. I'm going to have to join you and hope that the West can bring it to 3-10 and not go down 2-11. So that's the goal. Fingers crossed. What are we feeling in chat? I see a lot of ones coming out, so that might be on the Eastern's half. I wonder what the poll. Oh, it's pretty split, actually. Pretty even, pretty close. We have. It's not letting me predict. I suppose that's good. The West actually has more points on them, 21K to the East, 18K. So it looks like
Put my
chat is going to
6.2
stop.
on.
Looks like chat is going to join us in hoping that the West takes this one. We are diving into the game. I already see a Fortnite battle bus coming out from Tissa, Lightning McQueen coming out from Landon. This is going to be an interesting series as we dive into the kickoff. Flip is going to leave it for Flash as Dissa takes it with the battle bus and launches this one back and forth. This might be a feeler game as we see a double commit come out, as game ones often are, just trying to see what the opponents can do, see how they're playing one another, and I think that's honestly a good thing. Flip gets cut out by Flash, who stays on it with low boost, waiting for a pass. Flip with a shot, but it doesn't have enough power to make it in front of the net. Flip staying on this one, trying to get another one going, but it's causing the West to waste a lot of boost. So, I may have actually just been disconnected, so I'm going to kick this one over to you, Speed.
Yeah, I am too. I think it's the whole server right now. I'm seeing it on the stream myself, so I don't know what's going on here. This is definitely a great start on the match, but on the match itself, it started off a little weird. You know, we didn't see any solid touches. We didn't see any anything crazy. We saw a lot of double commits, which is unusual for these rival players. Definitely got kicked out here, guys. So we will, you know, get us back into a lobby here in just a few minutes. But I think that was, you know, the Rocket League gods saying this was a terrible start. No one really looked good. It was just kind of in shambles to begin with. So we're gonna restart this. So we're gonna have a fresh new restart in game 1, and hopefully we'll see a little more action-packed first minute.
I wonder which one of the players was DDoSing. That's interesting that it's even happening in the rival All-Star games. I think Epic should try to fix that one. But we're loading in. Nilla asking who's DOSing in the match, so it could be real. We have 3 of the players in. Players are joining up. DJD and Flash are the last ones to do it. And here we go. Fresh start, 5 minutes. Crazy cars still on the pitch, but here we go. Flip with an early shot, but it's saved away by the Merc Mobile. Lightning Queen takes that off the wall, and the Battle Bus tries to pass it back to him. DJD passing this one mid to a teammate. A little dangerous, but Flip is there to bail it out. I think that's Bumblebee trying to get a pinch with DJD as we get even crazier cars, hopefully into a crazy matchup. Flash and Flip both go for the same ball. It gets launched back into the east side. Landed with a crazy pre-jump read off of DJD, and Flip tries to bat this one away. It's intercepted, looking for a pass mid, but no one there to receive it. A lot of ping pong, a lot of nerves, a lot of whiffs coming out in this opening 45 seconds. Excuse me, this reopening 45 seconds. This Flash puts one off the backboard, but it gets saved away. What are we thinking so far, Speed?
I'm thinking all these guys, I mean, DJG's in a playing car, how he normally plays, I'm pretty sure. And I think Flip's also in a playing car. But I think the rest of these guys need to go back to their main cars. You know, these high players in Rocket League, they always complain and talk about how, oh, too much on their car, you know, messes them up. They can't focus. Well, I think this is what's happening. Because we haven't seen anything crazy come out, and these are, you know, our rival players. This is the second highest league that Nemesis has to offer. And as Sprinkle, is he going to make me eat my words a little bit? He can still reset there. There wasn't anything crazy, but just enough. And he's going to get it started here. West is going to go up early in this game number 1, Colson.
You give Sprinkle that much time on the ball, he will get a reset to put it over you. The Fortnite, oh, I think it was the Merc Mobile, actually. I just saw the Fortnite Battle Bus on my screen. Sprinkle putting it away in the Merc, proving that he can do it on a bunch of cars. Pass back from Sprinkle, gets cut out by Flip. Flip trying to tie this one up and puts it into the side of the net for good measure. It's now tied up between the East and the West.
And that was a great passage up coming out from Sprinkle, but Flip 10-10, man of the hour right there, putting the East on his back to start this one, tie it back up, makes a beautiful read, able to slot that one in into an open net. And that's exactly what the East needed to, you know, catch themselves a little break and find themselves on the board and get their nerves, you know, a little less nerves, get it off the table.
Flip going for his own flip reset, but unfortunately drops it. That could have been the highlight play that we are hoping for. That is not the highlight play that we were hoping for. Double commit followed up by a whiff on an open net. That is rival league gameplay, baby. As Lightning McQueen takes it back into the corner. Flip gets a bump on it, and Bumblebee goes soaring by. DJD waiting for his turn and gets his Sprinkle trying to pop this one away, but a lot of low boost players coming out on the side of the West. Flip with a quick shot gets turned away by Dis. Sprinkle keeping this one in the safety of his own corner. Flash trying to keep the pressure on, but landed with a strong clear. Dissa up early for it, trying to get a crazy read, but it is cleared away by DJD. Sprinkle popping this one back up, and a great read coming out by Dissa yet again. Flip trying to do it himself. Flash looking for a play, but doesn't get it. DJD with a shot and a goal. I thought momentarily Flash or Flip was going to save that one away, but he lets that one roll into the net.
And that's a great pass right there by Flash. Just getting in the defender's way. He does end up getting a touch, and it comes right down to DJD, who has the whole net to shoot at. He slots that one in, stays composed, and gives the East the lead here at that a little over the halfway mark, Colson. And, you know, what are you seeing? How do you think, you know, we haven't seen anything too crazy. We saw the one flip reset come up from Sprinkle as he's going to slot that one on and try to tie this one back up. But really, we haven't seen anything too crazy come up from anyone yet.
I don't know if I can actually give you a crazy read on this so far. It looks like the players are just trying to enjoy themselves. I know you said earlier that as you get to the higher ranks, you start looking for clips. As a beautiful passing play gets saved away by Flip. Players start looking for clips. They just try to have fun, just try to enjoy themselves. So I think I'll be able to give you a better read on the situation based on the cars that we see in the next game. DJD keeping this pressure on, landed with a booming clear. Looking for Sprinkle, but Flip has it read. Sprinkle almost gets a read on that play, and now Flash tries to get this one over Lightning Queen, but he is unable to. Flip beating out the Battle Bus and putting it into the West half yet again. DJD getting it around one. Dis looking for a teammate, but it's cut away by Flash. Flash almost lands on that one as he falls to the ground. Now it's up to DJD. A little bit behind Flash. Flash not able to get the read on it. And a great skim coming out from one of the West players. Sprinkle staying on it, but it's saved away and popped high into the East corner. Back and forth we go in game number 1. Speed, you think the West will be able to tie this up?
I think they can, and I hope they can. I think I need to see a little bit more coming out here from Dissa in that battle bus, as he's going to be wiped off the pitch. But Sprinkle is going to try to make something happen, but not able to get that one over the reach of DJD, and he's going to save that one away and eliminate that immediate pressure. But the West still trying to make something happen. But this defense is just locked in right now.
Pass from Flip doesn't get bit on by DJD, but Flash stays on the play, making sure that his midfield presence is known from this West squad. Flip looking for Flash yet again, but it does not connect and gets scored back into the East half. Sprinkle with a potential shot, elects to put this one into the corner, stays on it, tries to pop it over one, but Flash has it read. Miss coming out from one of the West players, and DJD scoops this one up. Landon pops this one mid, trying to tie this one at 0 seconds. The Battle Bus going for a reset, but drops it down. And just like that, the 2-11 scoreline in the series ekes ever closer as the East takes game number 1.
And that would have been so tough if Sprinkle there in the end was able to get the reset with the Battle Bus, as that was definitely a tough one. Obviously, the Battle Bus is a little hard to, to predict the touches, the reads. It's just so clunky. It looks so awkward in the air, especially when he was going for that. But, all in all, close game there. If the shots kind of favor the West a little more, 9-7. But the East were able to make it count when it mattered the most. Their defense is really what stuck out to me in that one. Their defense was really solid. Their rotations were there. So, I'm definitely scared. I don't know what it is, but this East team always seems to find a way in the rival league.
And the card changes that I suspected after game number 1 do come out. Now it's only Bumblebee remaining for the wacky cars. Everyone on the side of the West switched back to their comp cars, and it starts out with immediate pressure. Flash, I don't know how he'll take this. He'll pass it to a teammate who gets a skim touch flip. Are you kidding me?
That was nasty. The free flip pass from Flash to just Flip sitting there. He's like, I'm just gonna jump. That's it. That's the crazy goal we're getting right now, guys, is Flip just jumping and getting a crazy skip.
Flip said, you guys can swap your cars back as much as you want, but you're still not going to beat me. I don't really have to do much. I just have to jump. Now I'm going to try to put this one on your head as it goes up to the backboard. Flash tries to get it, but 2 go from the West. Double the commit, double the chance of hitting the ball. This one goes back and forth again. The East starting out with a lot of early pressure, though, as even though they got this card change, never mind. I was going to say that the West didn't look great, but Sprinkle had to shut me up. Landon finds him, and Sprinkle hammers one home, tying up game number 2.
What a beautiful pass. What a beautiful shot. And I was just getting ready to say, I think what I really want to see is I want to see Dissa get a little more involved in be a little more of an impact here. I was talking to him earlier this week, and he was saying, as that one is going to get saved away, almost stuffed in by Sprinkle. But Dissa was telling me earlier this week that this is his first All-Star nomination, which is honestly surprising with how, Dis has been just a staple in Nemesis, and this is his first selection.
Dissa needs to come up huge in order for the West to take this one home. He could be the difference maker as he pops a great pass mid. I don't know if Sprinkle was ready for it or couldn't get to it, but regardless, this game remains tied a minute and a half in, but an open net, a whiff by Landon, but it was just a pass to Sprinkle who gets it saved away by DJD. I think maybe if he had kept his other car on, he would have been able to put that one home, but unfortunately for them, the swap does affect him in the end. Flip pops this one out high and away, and Dizza is there looking for Landon in the wing, calls him off, but does miss on it. Flip looking for a pass, but it's a little bit behind DJD. DJD's trying to stay on there just to be a menace, making it awkward for these West players. Dizza misses the ball. Flash pops this one up to DJD, who whiffs on it. Now it's time for the West, but another whiff comes out. A lot of 50-50s coming out from these teams. I think they're playing faster than they need to, trying to prove that they are the better team after that game number one. I think the West tried to rush this one and rub off the other one and say, hey, it was just a warm-up game. We weren't trying. We were just messing around. And now that they have a lot to prove, they're starting to whiff. Free jumping Diz off of Landon. Passing play, almost a goal. And Sprinkle again. Shooting accuracy woes keep this game tied halfway through.
I think I might need to leave the VC real quick and go yell at my West boys, because that's two wide open goals that they should have had, and they just choked it. West, this isn't how we're going to go down. So you boys better start putting these shots on target, as this one's awkward.
Whoa.
Sprinkle, not really sure what to do there. Luckily, there was no one there from the east to really challenge him. Was able to just send that one in the corner, but this ball is not quite out yet. Sprinkle, great 50, and now they get a little relief as Landon's going to send this one down into their offensive half.
DJD gets cut out by a teammate, and it gets screamed into the corner. Sprinkle trying to get this one out, and inadvertently passes it over to Flash. No, nothing from it, though. Flip gets cut out by Flash yet again. DJD looking for the shot. Slow roller over the top, but it goes off bar yet again. The fourth man for both the East and the West squad has come out absolutely massive. Nobody can seemingly get by the post on either team, and we remain deadlocked with a minute and a half remaining. Double commit, double the chance of hitting the ball, and it works out in the end. But I don't know if it's nerves or unfamiliarity with the playstyles, but we're seeing a lot of miscues coming out from both of these squads. Dissa looking to go up for it, leaves it for Landon. Landon going for the double, hits it into the top left. The West are back in this series, Speed.
The West is back, baby. Beautiful double tap coming out from Landon. Dissa getting a little aggressive and physical in the net. You know, I think that was DJG trying to come out with the squishy save, and Dissa just said, nah, I'm not going to let you do that. Bumps him out of the way, opens up that net just enough as Landon able to sneak that one in. And now Dissa trying to get offensive here, but he was going to have that one 50'd away.
Into the East corner. The East needs to come up huge if they want to take a 2-0 lead in this series, forcing the West to reverse sweep. But as the time ticks away, it's becoming less and less likely. Flip taking this one over to the corner, looking for Flash, who whiffs on this touch, but Flip able to recover to it, and demo Landon, who was going for that ball. Dissa popping this one up, trying to get it over another, and it does get another Flip reset, but Flash patient as ever, waiting for it. Sprinkle waiting for his touch. Flash able to save this one away. The pressure from the West is starting to look better and better. I think the card change is a good look at the end of the day. Sprinkle up to Dissa, who fakes it out and leaves it for Sprinkle. A great fake coming out from Dissa, and it makes this game unreachable.
Yeah, and you know, Dissa trying to get an awesome goal, awesome redirect there, unable to find it, but it works out. It gets the defender to wait. It gets the defender. You know, honestly, you gotta when you have a rival player going up for a redirect like that, you have to assume that they're gonna make a touch, and when they don't, a lot of times those plays work out 10 times out of 12. I want to say.
I don't know what Flash thought he was going to do in the remaining 7 seconds. Maybe he gets a pass down over to Flip, but it is dropped either way. Flash leaves mid-game, getting off of Bumblebee to put on the Fennec. It seems like both teams have finally arrived in this series. Games 1 and 2 are warm-up games, we'll call it. They were have fun games, but now it's time to lock in and be serious. Sprinkle with a great game, 500 points to his name. He has 5 shots and 2 goals, and he had poor shooting accuracy. So if he's able to keep this one up, he will be a difference maker for this West squad and for the West's hope in this series.
Yeah, and Dissa thinks he's out here winning trying to win worlds, just I'm gonna have to break it to you. You're gonna have to play a little better than that if you expect to win worlds here, buddy. You got to lock in for me on the west side here. But yeah, great showing from Sprinkle. Just I know you can hear me. Lock in, buddy. Sprinkle, great showing. 2 goals, 1 save. Dissa, great on the defensive end there. 3 great saves, 3 huge saves. Really, keeping the West in that lead and not allowing this offensive pressure that the East really can put on you. When they get it and they lock in, it's very hard to beat and break.
The East is the squad that has historically been able to do it. But this new West squad is proving to be a tough challenge. This one goes over to Dissa, who pops it over one, but gets bumped out of the way from it. Flash pops this one up himself, but elects not to go for it again. Landon over to Sprinkle, who passes it down mid, pre-flipping Dissa. That could have been the chance, but it is okay. Here comes the East counterattack, getting it over one. Dissa is able to make it back. Another card change coming out. DJD now in a skyline as the pressure from the East begins to pour in. Landon flicking it by one. DJD, the lone man back, does well to stall for his teammates. It gets pinched down mid. Flash not ready for it. Landon pops this one up for a teammate. Flip whiffs on it. Sprinkle being patient as ever, but nothing comes to fruition from the West squad just yet. Dissa gets a reset, trying to get it over one, and does. He gets it over to Landon. Landon popping this one back up mid, and DJD able to pass this one out to Flip. Flip trying to get a pass by one. He does, looking for a teammate, but no one there to recover on it. Great bump out from him. Flash putting this over Sprinkle, who's a little bit awkward. Back down off the ceiling to DJD. DJD off the corner, but Dissa has it red where Flip is waiting. 1-2, back to one, but not enough power on it. Back and forth, but a lot of offensive pressure coming out from this East squad.
Yeah, a lot of offensive pressure coming out for sure, and that's what I said. You got to be careful of that. Once they get it locked in, they'll start to boost Starview, and their pressure just seems unbreakable at times when they really get it going. But what I'm liking from both sides right here, even though we haven't seen a goal yet, as DJD places himself in the perfect spot to save that one, is the passing plays and that they're looking to make these awesome passing plays from both sides, honestly.
Double commits coming out from the West, but nothing has come to bite them for it yet. Sprinkle being ever patient, bailing out his teammates as a whiff comes out. That was an open net, but unfortunately not able to go into the back of it. Flip looking for DJD, but a little bit too far forward. Sprinkle now on the ball, trying to make something happen. Going for the flip, fakes it out, tries to get over, but Flip has this one red. Popped back out and away. Dissa trying to get the corner read and gets it. DJD waiting, trying to make this awkward for the other team, and does, buying precious time for his team to go get some boost. Landon takes over, low boost, trying to flick over one, but DJD does well to cut it out. Jumping up for it again, and Sprinkle able to beat him to the ball. Gets a 50 on Flip for his efforts, but the East has pinned the West in their own half so far in this game. Great demo, causing even more pressure on to the West, but Dissa able to clear this one into the East corner. Maybe a back pass here. Landon tries to get it over one, but Flip does well to pop it back in. Great demo on the back line too, causing even more pressure against this West squad. Flash beating two, awkward pop mid. DJD popping it up to the backboard, but a great touch out and away. Pressure not done yet. Flash with a shot. Awkward touches and a goal for the East. Stacked up in the net is the West, and that unrelenting pressure leads to the opening goal.
And that's so much pressure. It's crazy, but I'm glad that they were able to hold strong long enough where that's only one goal, and there's still plenty of time left. There's still 2 minutes. The West can definitely come back, but they're going to have to find a way to not let the East have as much pressure as they've had here, as Sprinkle is trying to make something happen. Flip gets the touch, a little scary position, but gonna get saved away by his teammate, and now this one's gonna kind of get cleared out. DJD looking for a pass downfield to Flip. This one's on. No, that one's gonna be saved away by Sprinkle. Great racing back save there by Sprinkle to save that one and keep this lead from the East only at 1 goal.
The West can definitely still get into this, not if there's passing plays like this from the East. Flash over to DJD. A quick little 1-2, beautiful angle on the pass from Flash, and just like that, East have doubled up their lead.
East just looking so good. They're finding passing plays. Their 50s have been pretty phenomenal so far, as this 50 comes out, kind of favors them, but it was a little mistake coming out from the East there, and the West unable to capitalize as Landon's going to throw this one up off the backboard, but a great clear by DJD. Now Landon trying to get physical and open up some space for his teammates, as this is trying to get the reset. He gets the 50, but again, the East's defense on top of their relentless offense is just too good to handle right now.
With coming out on the back line, the first crack in the armor for the East. Uncharacteristic from Flip, but a great placement by Sprinkle. Lets Dissa put one into the top right corner. I'd have to agree with you, though. The East defense has looked phenomenal up until that point in this game and this series so far. But the West are not going anywhere. Landon trying to put this one down mid for a teammate. Dissa tries to get a quick shot, but it is saved away. Flash going for a reset of his own, but drops it down to Sprinkle. Pop back up for a teammate. This could be awkward, but Dissa does well to get to it quickly. 2 up from the East. This could be the West chance, but a great commit from Flash keeps that pressure at bay. 30 seconds remaining in this game. Sprinkle going for the double. Doesn't have it, though. The West need to put everything on the line, and when you do, that opens opportunities, and Flip says thank you very much. Doubles up the lead yet again.
Yeah, just a push up just a little too close there. As like you said, final 30 seconds, you kind of got to send the house. You're only down 1 goal, and that's what happens sometimes. You push up just a little too far, ball sneaks over your head, and the East is going to secure themselves a 2-goal lead here with 20 seconds to go. Just trying to turn this one around. Landon, no, he's going to get dunked out, and that's pretty much going to do it here for this game number 3. 10 seconds, flip, 10-10 is trying to get one more, and he's going to send that one wide, and that one will do it here for game number 3. There's not going to be enough time left on the clock. If that one even does go in, and it doesn't, that one hits the ground, as the East are going to continue their dominance here in the all-time series. You know, they're on game point now. They're looking to really secure that that 9-match lead in the all-time department here, Colson, and they're just looking so good out there. I don't know. The West, they're having good shots. They're having, you know, I wouldn't say necessarily good shots, but they're having the quantity of shots that you're looking for. They just need to up the quality of shots.
Yeah, I think that game, even though it read 3-1 at the end, it's kind of like a garbage time touchdown, right? Like, the West committed a guy, which normally they don't do. So that game to me is a 2-1. The West have a lot to be confident in this as a Mitch touch comes out from Sprinkle. I think if they really just focus a little bit more on where they're placing the ball, both in their shots and in their regular touches, and worry about things like double commit from Dissa and Sprinkle, if they clean those up, I think this could be a series. I think we could go to game number 5. But of course, the East trying to make this 11-2 in the all-time series. DJD off the wall, trying to put this one down. Sprinkle and Dissa again with the double commit. Great demo comes out. This could be the opportunity for the West, but DJD with a great save. I don't know how he read that one through all the confusion. It seemed like the whole West squad was there. But again, the East defense stands tall. Flash taking it down to the other end, trying to get the early lead in this series. Flip with a quick shot, but it's a bouncer low and saved away by Dissa. Pressure still on though. Flash trying to do the same thing, trying to recycle this one and make it happen again. DJD trying to stall for his teammates, gets cut out by Flip, who had full boost and was trying to go for that ball. Dissa able to save this one away. Flip trying to keep this one close, and a great cut by Flip to get that one in the West half. The West is on their way now. Dissa could have gone for that one, but I think thought Flip was going a little bit faster to that ball. Whiff touch on that one, but Sprinkle able to clear this one back down into the East half. I like what I'm seeing from the West in this game number 4. I just wish they would play a little bit dirtier. I haven't seen a lot of demos or a lot of pressure come out, and I think if they start doing that, this could be a series.
Yeah, they're playing great. They're, you know, we have seen it. A lot of double commits have come out from them from this series. I think they just need to trust each other more. They're all great players. They just need to, you know, trust in each other that they can get the plays done. As Dissa right there trusted his man to get the 50. He stayed in a soft, smart place, and he's right there for a wide open goal.
The West now strike first. I'm hoping that this one does end up going the distance because these teams have shown that they are willing to fight for it. 50 in favor of the East. Flash elects not to shoot, trying to 50 out Landon. DJD with a quick shot, but it's saved away by Dissa. The West trying to stay in this one, being scrappy. Flip reset coming out. What a scoop coming out from Dissa, but it is saved away by 2 East players. Flash elects to stay on this one. Sprinkle to a free jumping Dissa, but it is whiffed away and goes wide. Flip clearing this one downfield, looking for Flash, who gets a good first touch. Flip looking to follow on it, gets a reset, but it doesn't go anywhere. Dissa up to himself off the ceiling, trying to get a quick shot off, but Flash saves it away off the inside of the post. East barely holding on to this 1-goal deficit as the West tries to double it up and make it 2.
Yeah, and that's, it was very scary to watch if you're an East fan watching Flash send that one off the post, as this one's going to come back out to the middle. What a pass by Dissa, but that one's going to be saved away by the East, as again, we've been talking about it all series long. That East defense has just been rock solid, only letting up a select few goals, and when they've been really well placed here by the West, as we see the East trying to get a little physical, but that one's going to be sent away by Landon. Going to chase it down with not a lot of boost, trying to push this one middle. Unable to get it, but Sprinkle, he's just right there. But again, this East defense always seems to be in the right place, as we've seen this one before. Landed off the backboard, but he's unable to follow Sprinkle sending that one up now. And again, this East defense just locked in. They're down 1 goal, and they do not want to be down 2, and we can see that.
I wish that this West squad would try to find one another. Right now, I know that all of these players have the mechanics and they want to put it on display, but the passing coming out from the East is really what's giving them the edge. And I think the West could take one out of their playbook in order to do that. There was an opportunity I saw a little bit earlier where there was a wide open player in the wing that could have been a quick 1-2, but instead it was elected to be a solo play, and it didn't lead to a goal. Landon trying to get this one over to Dissa, but Flip able to save it away. Gets bumped out of the way. Good demo coming out from, coming out from the West squad onto the back line of the East. EJD able to get a second touch on this one as it's 50'd into the East corner. 40 seconds remaining, and the East need to get out of this one in order to end the series here. The West trying to win this one to send us to a game number 5. Back into the East half we go. Sprinkle up for it early. Dissa off ceiling, trying to get a crazy touch. Gets it. Back to Sprinkle. Sprinkle top right. Are you kidding me? There is the clip we were looking for.
That's a beautiful play there. I don't know if he even got a touch, but just enough to make DJG wait as Sprinkle's there. He's going to put that one top in. He's going to make the West go up 2-0. The West want to go to game 5. They want to take the advantage on the night, as the series is tied up 2 apiece for the night, as well as this clock is going to tick down. 10 seconds to go here, Colson.
9 on the screen. DJD trying to get one for the road, but unfortunately cannot. Flash trying to do it as well, but as soon as this ball goes down, we are getting sent to game number 5. The West look alive right now.
Game 5.
They look phenomenal.
They look great right now. They just got to keep that momentum, as we're going to see DJD. I think he's going back to, his comp card here. We saw him game 3 and game 4, or was it game 3 and game 4? He made the switch after 2. Anyways, I think the last 2 games, DJD, we saw him switch out of his card. He's now going to lock in. So pretty sure we're gonna have a full lobby of everyone locked in their comp cards here, and we're gonna have a great game 5. It's 2-2. The night is 2-2 East versus West. This is definitely a huge game before we head into our Titan matchup to end the night.
A lot of pressure coming out from this West squad. I mean, you look at the shots, and they were phenomenal. The West have dug their heels in and dug themselves back into this series. The West looking to hold on And the East trying to do the same as we dive into game number 5. Flash and Dissa on the kickoff. DJD elects to play this one a little slower, faking it out for Flip, but pops it a little bit too far ahead of him. Flash going for a quick shot, cutting out the defense, but Dissa cuts him out as well. Landon with a save. Flip pops this one back mid. That's an open net. Gets it by 1, but Sprinkle able to pop this one out and away to safety. DJD can't make the read. Flip staying on the ball, looking for him, but it's a little bit behind him. DJD with a back pass over to Flash, who gets this one up to the ceiling. Landon with a great cut out. DJD cutting him out as well. It seems like pace is going to be the name of the game in this game number 5. Landon with a great shot, but Flip saves this one away. Each team trying to get to the ball first, faster than the other. Not the patience that we have seen from players like Sprinkle in this series so far, but I love the intensity that both teams are bringing to this game number 5.
Yeah, the fast gameplay. I think we're gonna start really seeing. I think we're gonna see a few clips in this game as once they get comfortable playing at that fast pace like they're so used to. I think we'll see a couple clips, and I think this might end up being, you know, a 3-4 goal game apiece coming out here once we get into this first minute and a half. Excuse me.
Sprinkle leaving this one out for Landon. Dissa staying on this one, keeping the pressure on, but clean, tight rotations coming out from the East. Even though they're bunched up, they're still each getting clean touches on the ball. Landon with a great 50. Flash looking for DJD, but Dissa able to get to that ball first. A little bit awkward. There's an opening in the rotation. Landon tries to capitalize on it, but it goes off the 4th man. A whip comes out on the back line, and Sprinkle capitalizes. And
what a beautiful shot there by Landon. Hits off the post. Unable to get the touch there is Flash, and Sprinkle. Cleanup man's gonna send that one in the back of the net. I was a little worried. We've seen that, you know, happen a few times earlier in this series where West had 2 wide open shots just like that, and they sent the ball high off the post yet again. So I'm happy they were able to actually put that one away this time and give themselves that early lead here in game number 5.
Doesn't look like everyone from the East is on the same page for their game plan. I see a lot of great touches mid, but the follow-up to that second touch is not there. The 3rd man is not enabled, is not on in this series for the East just yet, but the West look like they are ready to go. Flip popping this one high and away, looking for Flash. Flash tries to do it himself. A great demo comes out. Flash with the shot off the post, and just like that, the East tie it up.
And that's a great demo coming out from DJD. I don't know if he was actually trying to go for the ball there or not, but hey, you pick up the demo, you open up that net there for Flash, and Flash is going to put that one into the back of the net. We're right at that midway point, 2:35 remaining. We are tied back up, game number 5. This is the type of game that we have all been waiting for. Back and forth, super intense, everything on the line here as East finally ties it back up.
Popping this one to the corner, looking for a corner read, but Landon does well to bail out the West there. Flip pops this one up high, but great midfield presence coming out from the West squad. I don't know how long this attack from the East will be able to stay. Dissa able to pop this one over the midfield defender. Flash over to Flip. Flip a little awkward, not able to turn on this one. Gets faked out by Landon. DJD and Flip both go, but Flip recovers well. Tries to flip over to this one. May have bumped his teammate off of it. Landon up in the wing. Fakes out for Dissa. Dissa with a great read, but Flash has it read as well. DJD popping this one up over off the ceiling, over to Flip. Trying to take it over himself, but a little bit of awkwardness there. No one goes for the ball, and Sprinkle says thank you very much.
You know, a little mistouch initially as DJD went to go up. He accidentally brings that back, so he tries to save it. And Sprinkle, he's there. He gets the beautiful 50 right in front of the East net, and Sprinkle is going to put that one home. Minute 41 to go. A little confusion there maybe on the kickoff. No one went. Didn't look like they were quite ready for that one either, as the West now having more pressure as Dissa trying to find this pass off the backboard. That one gets stuffed though, as Flash low boost off the backboard. Finds himself a great clear though, as the East now threatening on this counter attack. DGD sends that one off the backboard, but that one's going to be cleared away by Dissa as they stop that East's dangerous counter attack on that one.
The East starting to get back into this game. The pressure they have looks great, but with double commits like that, how long can you sustain it? Dissa with a great clear out and away, but Flip getting a bump, ending that quick counterattack. Flash up to himself, air dribbling it over two, but Dissa makes the great read. DJD looking for a quick shot, gets it, and gets the goal, top left. DJD, welcome to Game 5.
That's a beautiful shot from DJD. Just trying to pre-jump, also knows that bump's coming through, and DJD just slots it in that back post. No one there from the West to save that one, as we're in the final 52 seconds here. Tied back up at 2 apiece, as Flip 10-10 is going to get the beat on that one. A whiff comes out from Dissa, but he's able to save this one. Flash sends this one middle, but no one there for the East. And this one, again, is going to be 50 away now as we hit the final 40 seconds. This one's dangerous. Can the West get to that? Yes, Dissa does. And not quite out of the woods yet as Flip 10-10's trying to make something happen. But again, sent away by the West.
The East has a lot of pressure, and that is worrisome for the West, but a great save comes out off the bar by Sprinkle. Great demo comes out, Landon able to get by one. Flip gets a demo on the back line. It's a 2v2 for now. Dissa trying to make something happen, but can't make it go. Flip with a fake in the midfield and quick chats for it as well. Pops this one down, Landon able to recover. This is a last second chance for the West. Great defensive stand by DJD. Sprinkle elects to keep it up. Flash does the same. Gets a flip reset, but drops it to the ground. And just like that, Game 5 overtime begins. DJD and Dissa go for the kickoff. It gets by one. Landon trying to save the embarrassment from the West. Gets it by and does it! The West no longer are the losers in this series. They are now 3-10, an embarrassment for this Eastern squad.
The West does it. They haven't won in Rival League since Season 7. That's 5 seasons of losing here, Colson, and they do it. And on top of that, they put the West at top for up 3-2 on the night as well. The West have at least secured the tie on the night here. That's a huge win for the West. As I already stated, I'm a huge West guy here, so all love here. But to find that goal early in overtime, the Rival League, Western All-Stars find a way, they get it done, and they're back, baby. They're back.
I think it goes back to what we said at the very beginning. We saw all the players from the West in their lobby. They were ready to go, and the players in the East weren't there. I think the West was locked in. Even though they came out on some crazy cars, they locked in sooner than this Eastern squad. And because of that, it led to their victory. 3-13 in the series overall, but the most recent one is the most important. And out of the last one, they are 1-0. The East fall and making the record 10-3 for the East, 3-10 for the West. But like you said, the West have secured the tie on the night as we look to the Titan League. The East needs to tie it up with a series win. The West looking to take it all in the All-Star Saturday games with a win of their own. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back with some great Titan League action.
Meet the sunrise, you feel like dawn of summer when I love you tonight. Could we just rewind the time of our lives? You're out the window hanging, I got that Whitney playing. I wanna dance with somebody, somebody. We're moving in the moonlight, we're grooving like it's prom night. And they're playing Billie Jean, she said to me, I'm pushing 25, but I feel like I'm out on a school night. I don't wanna hit that 9 to 5, I just wanna dance with you tonight. And boy, you know I'm pushing 25, but I feel like I'm out on a school night. I don't wanna hit that 9 to 5, I just wanna dance with you tonight. Yeah. Now dancing queen is spinning. Go tell your boss you're quitting. Cause we're high like how they sing. Take on me. And even when we're pushing 85, we'll feel like we're out on a school night. Baby, come on, put your hand in mine. I just wanna dance with you for life. And boy, you know I'm pushing 25, but I feel like I'm out on a school night. I don't wanna hit that 9 to 5, I just wanna dance with you tonight. And boy, you know I'm pushing 25, but I feel like I'm out on a school night. I don't wanna hit that 9 to 5, I just wanna dance with you tonight. Breathing underwater, can't let you go now. Making it so hard, you got to know now. Ooh, I'm taking it too far, nothing to hold now. I'm falling apart, out in the cold now. Breathing underwater, breathing underwater now. I can't let go. Underwater.
0 seconds remaining. It seems to be playing hard for it. Oh my goodness, Rudy, what is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, Scott, oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through.
Place this he's gonna give a shot. He's gonna put it in. Back to back. On the backward. Can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the net.
Davis, high off the backboard here. Opportunity. Here comes the shot.
This here. Hold on. Surely this kid. Oh my
It's
lord.
go with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Oh, open pay on the goal line. He did nearly over. Sweep. It comes through. The Venom, the improbable, the impossible, the 4-time champions. All right, what is going on, everybody?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League, where the grind continues, where we have our final matchup of the night. We just had a, overtime, game 5 banger. Oh, by the way, joining me in the booth is a Titan player himself, the GOAT, the good-looking man, Ventus. Ventus, how we doing?
You know, I wasn't needed for tonight. You know, they asked. I said no. That's definitely what it was. No, I was not good enough to be an all-star this season. That being said, I am super excited to watch the current all-stars for Titan League play. I think because it's Titan League, I think we needed a couple sub-ins. But that's kind of to be expected. Titan League is just kind of like that. But either way, it's going to be a pretty good matchup. Overall, just I don't know, pretty excited to see what ends up happening.
Yeah, it'll be a fun one for sure. Yeah, I mean, obviously we have some known players in the Titan League, and then some other players in the Titan League. But I mean, sorry, I hate to be rude, but I like to be honest. But so far, from what I've seen in the voice comms, or in the voice channels, I see Marv, JP, Brandon. That's actual Western All-Stars. Like, that's their actual... Those were the 3 All-Stars that were selected. But in the Eastern, I see Cynical, Thichad, and Zinvez. I think only Cynical was picked for All-Star for them. Yeah. But, you know, on the bright side, they have Dissa in there, too, who just won in Rival All-Stars. Maybe he could be some emotional support, so...
Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll see if the East can, match up to the actual West All-Stars. I'm not really sure how it's gonna go. Aciduck is even there for the sub for the Western All-Stars, so they even have another top player, 2K, as their sub, and the East is just scratching the not bottom of the barrel. That's kind of mean to these players, but Thichad is the sub on that team, and so it's going to be a tough matchup for the East. But you never know. Crazy things can happen.
We'll have to see who comes out on top. Obviously, we've had a bunch of Game 5s so far, and also we had a 2-0 lead for the East, but the West have brought it back, and now they lead 3-2. Can the East boys tie it up? Cynicals, Zinvez, and Thichad, you got a tall task ahead of you if you want to do that. 30 seconds in. No real opportunities so far here, Ventus, but you can already tell just the speed of play. Maybe, just everything just seems a tier up so far already. Now, I can't wait to see, maybe we pull out some crazy shots, maybe we pull out some open nets. I don't know what's going to happen here, but we also got a scarab from Brandon here with the fire wheels and some fire decals. We got the gizmo coming out here from Marv, and he's going to have a banger. That one's going to be on target and find the back of the nets. A minute in, and wow, what a start so far.
I don't want to say you can see the difference in these two teams and how they're taking this series, but you look at Marv, he's in the randomized preset Gizmo. You see JP, he's in the randomized preset Grog. And you see Brandon, randomized preset Scarab. And then you look at Cynical, Thichad, and Zin, and they are all in their normal cars. They're in the Carmine Core decals. They're in the Phoenix, the Octanes, and it's something you kind of it's their normal cars, but they're trying to win. I think the others are just trying to have fun. I think they have it in the bag, which could cause the East to actually pull an upset potentially if these players from the West are not taking it seriously. They might be surprised with how these players can play, especially Zinvez. I'm looking for him kind of just hard carry this team to the promised land, and if he can't, then I'm not sure what's going to happen.
I love seeing JP run laps here. That's what JP's. I don't know what he's cooking. I don't know, but the JP man has 0 points so far. I think he's got a couple demos, about 100 boost pads taken, and Zinvez might have a goal here. That's a great shot, but Brandon with a great save. JP still just on the hunt. Opportunity now for Marv. Marv with one. JP gonna not get the touch. Brandon doesn't get it either. And Zinfez gonna have to clear the counter attack. Cynical now with an opportunity. Cynical gonna put that one off the post wisely as that ball was gonna get saved probably. Brandon gonna hit off the post wisely because he doesn't want to score an open net. So far, we're just seeing some great plays come out from these Titan players. A great fake here from Chad. Maybe the first goal. That ball flicked off the post. Chad, the unselfish player, tried to pass it over to Cynical. And now a pass from Zinvez. Brandon now. Maybe an opportunity to get it clear, but it's going to be Cynical getting the bump on him. But Marv with 0 boost, still able to get that ball clear. And, you know, Vince, I hate to say it, I've seen a lot of missed open nets, and I'm kind of baffled. Chad, did he put this one on target? No. Marv's going to have the save as well. Cynical, can you put it away? No, it's going to be saved away by Brandon. JP still somehow only has 0 points, only going for demos, and the score is still 1-0 here for the West.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just some open net. You know, maybe they're just leaving it for the teammates. They're playing it off the post because the save was gonna come out anyways. Definitely. It can't be any other reason. And you know, JP just going for demos is pretty on brand. I can't lie. I think that was kind of expected from the get-go. As he's already racked up. I think that's his second exterminator here, looking for all the demos. But I think that actually gives him his first points of the game, if I'm not mistaken. He now has 20 points to his name with that executioner, so no longer 0 points. He's been racking up those points now on the demo side of the ball, and it looks like the West is just kind of playing boomer ball. They're letting JP just kind of be a disruption in the East and letting Marv and Brandon play solo play offense and defense.
Yeah, and honestly, it's sad that it's working so well. But, you know, Vince, I just want to point out, you know, you get points for getting an executioner. So all those people that say, well, I don't have points because I only demo, well, it sounds like you're not doing a good enough job. Alright, if you want some points, just get a couple exterminators, and you'll be right up there with the goals. That's all I'm saying. Brandon, you're going to get a nice spawn to get that ball cleared, and with a minute left, they're still just kind of banging this ball downfield. Playing some good defense, letting JP wreak absolute havoc. Maybe scoring a goal here. That one's off the backboard. Cynical. Going for a touch. Maybe thought he was going to go for a psycho, but JP took some boost, turned straight for Chad. And he probably took the other corner, and now he's going for Zinvez as well. 30 seconds left. JP with a good demo there. A shot from Marv is going to go to the bottom corner. Chad going to have to save. 20 seconds remaining. Chad with a long clear. Brandon, though, waiting. A nice touch with that Scarab. Gets a flip reset as well. Cynical played it perfectly. That ball floating. Oh, the demo, but not JP. It's Chad getting the demo and the goal.
Yeah, I think Brandon needed to use his flip there to get a stronger 15 to Cynical. He kind of gets dunked out of that one. The follow-up comes through with JP just going for bumps. There's not going to be that extra man back for this Western All-Stars. You're basically on an island. You need to be able to 1v2 almost every single play. And the West have done that so far, but that one mistake cost them a goal. But this might be a goal back as Marv puts that one off the post. The follow-up from JP is not going to come through because Brandon already committed into net. JP will not get those points. He's just purely going for demos. As you see another one in the net there. And we have overtime somehow in game number 1.
I need JP to break 100 points. If JP breaks 100 points, this is the most legendary game of all time. It might not happen. JP trying to get the demo, secure a goal there, but good save from Cynical. Brandon's shot going to get saved away by Chad. JP with one demo, gets a couple of bumps as well. Marv with 0 boost, still trying to make a play happen. JP rotating all the way back. Chad doesn't let him do it though, gets the demo on him. But JP spawns, gets the 100 boost, and I bet he's already waiting downfield. Maybe looking for a demo. Chad with a one touch. Great touch there from Brandon. Can he get the follow? It's going to be Cynical towards the sidewall. JP last man back, so he's going to let Brandon have it. JP going for some demos. Not going to get the demo. Does get a bump though. Marv going to get beat out. It could be an opportunity here. Brandon had 100 boost, and with a great touch from Marv, the counterattack begins for the West here. Zinvez with a great touch, but Brandon up in the air. One touch down. His teammate JP not going for the ball, going for the demo instead. But he does get demoed for that. And it's now a great 50 there. Marv able to get the clear. That ball open on target. able to find the back of the net. No demo needed. Just kind of opened up for him.
Yeah, and I think it was because Chad and Zinvez have kind of had enough of JP. They have just started chasing him for demos, and kind of left the net wide open. I'm going to go ahead and... I was going to take a guess at how many demos JP had, but I would not have guessed 19, as he was able to get 40 points, and he got 19 demos that game. It seems like this is... honestly, probably just going to turn into a demo fest between the players of JP, Chad, Zinvez, and maybe Marv going for demos as well. But you see Chad having 8 demos, Zinvez having 6. The demo differential is actually pretty close, 16 to 21, and maybe that should be what we're focusing on instead of the goal scoring, the stat difference there in the goals. Is who can actually get more demos. I think that should be what we're counting now for game wins. What do you think?
I'm down. I'm down to only cash JP. I'll put my perspective only on him and commentate JP going for demos. I'm so down to do that. JP was an absolute menace, and you think I'm joking, but this first minute of this first game, you will only hear JP's perspective. And that's it. I'm not kidding.
Well, I don't know if you should do all that, but I think what we should do is guess at how many demos total are going to be in this upcoming game. So there were 21 on the side of the West, and there were 16 on the side of the East last game. Do we think that is going to be more or less? So 21 plus 16, 37? So are there going to be over under 37 demos next game?
I think the lobby DC'd. Maybe 37. I think we're gonna hit 45. So
45.
yeah, I'll take the over. Let me set the line. Let me set the line, Ventus.
Okay.
42.5 demos.
I'm taking the over every single time. I think that Chad and Zin didn't start demoing until the second half of that series, and so I think that if all 3 of those players are just searching for demos, they're just going to trade demos with each other over and over again, and that's going to be the entire game. I think that it'll be I think they could breach 50. I think that's my number. I think 50 demos is what they're going to hit.
Okay. So I'll reset the line. You said 50. I want to see how confident you are in that. 48.5.
Yeah, I'll take the over.
You'll take the over still. Okay, yep. I think that's a large number of demos.
Yeah, I know. I know. It might be diabolical and crazy. And honestly, there might be 4 demos this entire next game. But we really won't know until we get into it. But all the players are back in the lobby. We had to reset the lobby. Zinvez in the battle bus now. It looks like he is going to be going for those demos. But game number 2, we will get away. We'll see how many demos come out.
Alrighty, and we are just starting off with JP. He has the devil horns on and is already going supersonic in the backfield, looking for some demos to come through here, trying to chase down Chad, who has the ball. JP now just going for some boost, trying to pick up some boost pad, maybe demo somebody in the midfield. Grabs 100 boost and goes straight for the back line. Cynical had to jump early to get away from him. Chad on the tail, or JP's on the tail of Chad able to juke him out. And now JP didn't get the demo on Cynical as well in the backfield, so maybe they are starting to learn a little bit how to dodge JP here. He's getting a little too predictable, but not too predictable as JP gets a demo on Cynical there, so no follow-up. And now Cynical's back alive, maybe not for long. JP was going for the demo one more time. There's Zinvez now. In danger. Oh, he somehow doesn't get demo, but he does get bumped, and Zinvez able to recover. It's that battle bus that you were talking about. He's just a little bigger now. JP literally sitting on the back line, running laps, and Cynical scoring because of it. JP literally was going back and forth on their boost pads. There was nothing there, but Cynical scores a goal. Not that that's important at all.
Yeah, and it's just a misplay there by Marv. He wasn't able to get the follow touch off the back wall. Leaves it for Cynical. Cynical takes the open net. And I might be regretting my my prediction now, as there's only been 2 demos in the first minute of gameplay. They're going to have to constantly demo nonstop. I thought between Zinvez and Chad getting those 16 last game that they would be much more willing to get these demos. But it looks like they decided against that. They decided to try to win the game instead, unfortunately. And I might have just... my prediction might be coming a little bit better now, because Zinvez looks like he's just going to trade with JP the entire rest of the game.
That, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. But so far, not a whole lot of demos have come out. But a couple goals have, as now ThigChad puts one away. ThigChad, congratulations, you are a all-star Titan League player. Man, what a story this ThigChad guy has had. Just starting in the rival league, was way too talented, too good looking, and got ranked out to the Titan League, and now he's playing in the All-Star game. Never would have seen it coming. Just like never seen JP's demos coming. Never at all. Definitely not. As Zinvez now going to get the demo there. And, I will say the line was quite high, Ventus. You took the over. And I think Vegas knew something. Not that I'm Vegas, but something about that.
I don't know. There have been a lot of demos coming out in this middle.
I don't think we've top 10.
Of the
I still think we're below 10 so far. I'm not going to lie. It hasn't been that many. But, well, there's still 3 minutes left to play. There's still 2 goals that need to be scored as well. I wonder if JP ever, folds. Okay, we lost the game.
No, there's no way.
No, you don't think so?
No, I think they're going to live by the ship, die by the ship. I think if JP touches the ball, they've lost morally.
Yeah, I remember, I think it was going into overtime, or with 0 seconds, JP could have hit the ball, but instead he went for the bump on the backboard. That's just peak right there. JP clearing the way for Brandon to get a pinch. That one's going all the way. ThigChad, don't save it. Yeah, what a pinch there from Brandon.
And a great cucks there by the big old Brandon, getting a nice shot. And it looked like ThigChad could have had a potential touch if he had picked his line a little bit better, meeting it closer to the net instead of trying to meet it all the way out in the midfield. But nonetheless, it was a great pinch, and Brandon gonna capitalize and get a goal there for the Western All-Stars, putting them back within striking distance of 1, trying to keep them back in this game. And if this game can go to overtime, then maybe I have a better chance of hitting that crazy line of demos that I'm hoping for, as another 2 demos come out for both, one from each team, West and East.
Marv, 0 boost, trying to make a play happen. Zinvez is able to get a touch on one, but Brandon already there. As now JP, he's been hunting, but Cynical, he's been hunting for this open net. Cynical put it away. ThigChad, oh my goodness! Somebody spammed on this moment in the chat because that one was really bad. Zinvez and Cynical getting a pair of demos themselves. Able to open up the way for Brandon now. As ThigChad gonna get a touch. JP got a demo. He's looking for more. JP finds Zinvez as well. Cynical now trying to beat out Brandon, but Brandon has 1 touch. ThigChad has to clear it off his own backboard. Marv, not a lot of boost to work with. Gonna be ThigChad now getting a pop up way high as JP gets a demo on Zinvez, who was trying to get a demo on Marv. Instead, Marv falls on the ball after Cynical missed that touch. Marv now, no boost to work with. He was banking on the JP demo. Usually it's pretty reliable, but Ventus right there could not get the job done.
Yeah, and it just seems like if JP had gotten that one crucial demo when he needed it, I mean, these teams have just been demoing each other nonstop, but it looks like Zinvez might have gotten the more important demo, demoing the player that actually was going for the ball in Marv, and that player at back post allows Cynical to have a free shot on net. He puts that one on target this time, and the East take a 3-1 lead against the Western All-Stars in this game number 2.
Yeah, and this is a huge lead for the East boys. And, I think it was very crucial that we saw him go, that we saw Zinvez go for Marv, not just demoing JP just to demo JP. JP, he's kind of just demoing the demo. Obviously, it's a joke, but if Zinvez is only going for demos, and JP's only going for demos, you kind of need to pick your targets a little bit better here. Cynical, he's been a target for the back of the net. This time he's a target for the backboard. As ThigChad able to find the back of the net, and 2 goals here for ThigChad. And man, I'll say once again, what an inspirational story here. Memphis, just absolutely, would have ran Rival League, but instead he's out here scoring goals in the Titan All-Star game.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just an amazing story coming up from a young blood origin, and just needing to, make it out of the mud, out of the sticks in Rival League, even though I know you're in Rival League and have been killing it in there, by the way. But having to survive in Titan League is a whole different beast, and seeing him actually doing well in the Titan All-Star match, nonetheless, has been very great to see for him. And I believe that it is now up. The demo line will stand where it is. I wonder if they got the demo line of, what was it, 48 and a half?
48 and a half, and I don't think it's close. It's not that far off. A
Oh, dude,
35 was.
It's not close.
Yeah, it's not close. I knew that there would be less because I feel like they got better at dodging JP. Not that much better. He's had 17, but Chad didn't go for nearly as many. Only one demo here for Chad.
Mhm.
13 for Zinvez though. So points, whatever, yada yada yada. Ooh, yeah, East won a game. Huge demos out here from JP, and honestly, mad respect. I want him to hit 24. I need to see 60 points on his scoreboard.
That would be crazy to get 60 points. I keep looking every once in a while on the scoreboard just to see if he got the next threshold. I saw him when he hit 40 points. I was like, oh. And then I saw Zinvez. I think that he had gotten a couple extra points from those demos as well. But I think it was really that Cynical didn't go for demos, or not only Cynical, Chad didn't go for demos either. Chad only had 1, Cynical only had 2. Chad had, 8 last game?
Yeah.
And so that is a big difference, as it looks like my game just crashed, so I'm going to hope you can take over for the next 30 seconds.
Don't worry, I will give you the quality content you're looking for, which of course is JP demo chasing. See, now I think this is a Rick and Morty boost that he's using here. He's got a cereal. No, is that a chicken fry topper? I couldn't tell you. This is an interesting car as well. If anybody knows what car this is, one, you're kind of a freak for knowing what car this is, and two, please let me know. As JP gets demoed here by Zinvez. Now JP wants his revenge, and he gets it, but Zinvez also takes him out at the same time. Obviously, we did not set a line for this one, but it's okay, because you know what? They're probably going to break it anyway. As Chad up in the air. Chad just has to put it on target, because JP is the only one back, going for the bump, going for the demo, and now the counterattack opportunity begins. JP, he's looking for some boost, he's looking for some demo. Cynical, going to jump out of the way of one. Now he's coming back around, but he bumps his own teammate. That one could have been a free demo, but Cynical, he was unsuspecting, but Brandon saved Cynical's life there. And now that we're a minute in, we'll actually catch the game, I guess. It's still 0-0. Sorry, it's 1-0 here for the East as Cynical puts that one away.
Yeah, it looks like just the bumps coming through on the important members. It seems like JP is really only demoing Zinvez. He's not really demoing Chad or Cynical. And so he's taking out the bump for part of the game, but then there's still 2 players on the ball, and the other 2 and Marv and Brandon still have to worry about Zinvez making a demo play on them, and I feel like they're the more important players to keep on the field. If he had demoed more on Chad and Cynical, I feel like he'd allow his team a better chance to actually stay in this game, because he makes it a 1.5 versus 1.5, where you have basically 1 defender back and a demoer, and then you have yourself and your demoer. I feel like it simplifies the game a lot more, but if you're just taking out the demoer, where the demoer is taking out your actual teammates, it's much more important. You see a great demo there by Zinvez, taking out that solo play that Brandon could have, and now Chad going for the air dribble play, gets the demo as well. The follow-up comes through by Cynical, and it was also a double commit on the side of the Western All-Stars. They did not trust each other to make the save, or maybe they just thought the demo was going to come through and were playing the follow-up. But either way, the East takes a 2-0 lead in game number 3.
I was looking at the scoreboard because why not? And a great shot here off a kickoff. I will say, Zinvez does hit the ball, at least. I think Zinvez, he's had 3 ball touches. JP still at 0 points here. But I was looking at it, and at one point West had they have it right now. They all have 60 ping, and I just thought that was really cool, and I really wanted to point it out. But so far, I think the biggest difference is, like you said, Zinvez has just been more crucial on these demos, getting them more critical demos. Chad as well now contributing. Maybe we needed some more contributions last game, but you know what? He's putting them up here. JP looking for some demos on Cynical, but Cynical was ducking and weaving, dodging, and now that ball off the backboard Marv. A little bit of time now, and I don't know what is that the Merc that Marv's in, because it doesn't look like. Is that the Mystery Mobile? Like I couldn't tell you. But Ventus so far, JP still has not had an executioner. I think Zinvez has had 1 executioner, or he got it cleared. One or the other. I couldn't tell you. But JP, Cynical going to trade demos there, and there's JP's executioner. Finally, he has hit 8 demos. It's going to be a long road to 24, but JP, we're all rooting for you, buddy. As now, East, they're trying to get another 2-goal lead here. It's 2-1, 2 minutes remaining. Marvin, Brandon, they're trying their best, but I feel like this East team has adapted well to the 2 plus demo or play style.
Yeah, definitely have. And JP, again, you see JP getting demos, but it's only against Zinvez. I feel like Thigh Chad and Cynical have done really well to actually make a dodge attempt on the player of JP now and not just allowing themselves to be fodder for his mind games. And I feel like Zinvez is touching the ball if he has to. Like, he made a great save earlier, but then he's also getting demos as well, so he's adding a bit more value to his team just from that aspect alone. And between those two things and taking out Marv specifically, I feel like Marv has gotten the full brunt of this demo attack as Cynical demos him once again. We just see constantly that Marv has to respawn back with low boost, and they're still full diving and leaving the net wide open to a counterattack. And then when that demo comes through, there's nobody back in time to make a save.
But there's nobody back this time as JP demos Inves, but Die Chad and Cynical double commit here on the goal, or trying to get a goal here, but instead it's Brandon with the free breakaway, tying up this game. Nice. And a minute and 3 seconds left here. Ventus, we have a game on our hands. Could we see overtime? You know, more chances for demos. That's what we're all looking for here. But I'm also looking to go to sleep, so Brandon, I appreciate this goal here. That's massive.
Yeah, it's definitely a good kickoff goal. A good beat on Cynical. Nobody else back. The what a save comes through from JP. And this is when we start to get a little bit toxic here in the Rival League All-Star game. Hopefully, you know, these players don't take it too much to heart, but this might be a what a save back. It's somewhat of a taunt back. Cynical whoops JP for taking that kickoff and going for the demo, and that ties the game back up 3 goals apiece with just under a minute left.
Perfect execution there by Cynical. I think Marv, you gotta pre-jump that, right? Like, or you just gotta wait and net, one or the other. But you can't just see JP as your kickoffer and expect him to hit the ball. That's just not his memo. As now Thigh Chad with a great challenge there on Brandon. Thigh Chad pulling a JP there, was looking for the demo. Zinvez could not sneak that one in. Brandon taking control. Not a whole lot of control, though. That ball bounced really high, really awkward. Don't miss Zinvez. Dude, that's what I say every time, and it never happens. Like, all the time, but that's okay. Brandon with a good save. Brandon with another touch there. Zinvez going to pop that one high. A huge demo there from JP. Now Brandon, one touch to the corner. That's the touch we were not looking for, as Marv now has to commit. Maybe you trying to pass that ball mid, but who are you passing it to? Brandon again, I guess, as he's right back in there. Zinvez with a good spawn. Zinvez going to get demoed by JP. JP on the prowl, on the hunt. He does have at least 16. Looks like we are going to have an overtime here. That ball hasn't hit the ground quite yet. Brandon, maybe one last opportunity. Brandon towards the back wall. That ball going to fall straight down. Cynical going to keep it alive, but finally hits the ground here. Overtime in game, is this game 3?
Yes, yep.
Okay, thank the Lord first off. But game 3 here, as now Marv. A little bit of time, a little bit of boost, but hey Marv, on your butt. Somebody's there, and it is Thigh Chad, but JP takes out Cynical, who's been dodging demos beautifully so far. Brandon with one touch, Marv gonna follow it up. Not a whole lot of boost, but they don't care. JP clearing out Zinvez. Thigh Chad maybe looking for a pass. That ball gonna be super high though. Marv has the beat. Marv with a great beat there, but Zinvez with the best spawn of his life. Gonna have to thank the Rocket League gods after that one. Thigh Chad, a good dodge. Marv gonna get there for the 50. Marv trying to pass to JP. Forgot JP is demo only. And JP turns right back around looking for Thigh Chad. Not gonna have that one. Brandon gonna have the save. Cynical gonna get 50'd out by Brandon. Thigh Chad, not a whole lot of boost. Zinvez with a huge demo. Thigh Chad could not get the shot on. Cynical could. Marv with a great save. Thigh Chad now passing that one across to Cynical. Cynical wasn't quite ready for that last touch. Zinvez, last man back. Marv, they have one touch. Cynical respawning right on that side. The spawns for this Eastern team is just a true display of their skill. Nobody else can spawn like them. Thigh Chad is going to put that open net away, and East are going to take a 2-1 lead. And JP, congratulations, you hit 24.
Yeah, he got 60 points purely off demos. He at least got his 24. That might be what he wanted from that. It looks like Marv and Brandon both changing their cars and maybe focusing up, not wanting to drop the series. We might see a little bit different action coming out of the West squad. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, why didn't JP's stats did not track this game, at least on the sheet. It says Zinvez and the Eastern All-Stars got 20 demos and the Western All-Stars got 0. So JP said he got 57 demos in the span of these 3 games, which is
I'm really good at math.
absolutely diabolical.
Okay. I'm really good at math. JP had 16 last game, right?
Yep.
Okay. He had 19 the first game. That's 35. Okay,
Yes.
35. He's saying he only got 22 here. That can't be right, because 8 times 3 is 24, and I'm no mathematician, but 22 is less than 24. Thoughts?
Yes, that is a factual statement.
Okay, so I don't know where he's getting his stats from. I don't know where we're getting our stats from. It says he has 0. Obviously, we all know that he doesn't have 0. Exterminator is 7, not 8. That's on me, King. That's on me. That's my bad. I thought it was always 8. What is 8?
I don't know.
I just don't play Rocket League enough, or maybe I just don't demo enough. You know why? Because I'm an ethical hooper. Don't demo this. But it's okay. So he got at least 21. Okay, that's my bad. No, now I'm just saying. Now 100 points seems a lot more feasible. That's only 35 demos in a game.
True. It is definitely doable, and I think JP is definitely going to go for it here as we load back in. They randomize the cars once again. They're living by the randomized presets and dying by the randomized presets, and we'll see who is the better demoer as a double fake kickoff comes out. Zin trying to demo JP and JP trying to demo Zin, and both of them swerve out of the way. This ball going to leak back into the midfield, and Cynical gets an open net off of that missed touch by Marv, and the Eastern All-Stars take an early lead here in game number 1.
Oh man, real shame here. 0 demos coming out from JP. It's just not what you want to see here. But JP now, he is that back man, so he's going to go for the mid boost here. Maybe trying to play that second player, but Cynical just able to dodge him beautifully. Cynical has just been so aware. Zemba's now on JP's butt, trying to get a demo on him. JP almost touched the ball there. That would have been catastrophic for this Western All-Star team. JP couldn't get the jump or the pre-jump demo on Thaichat. Instead, Thaichat's going to have a long clear. That ball rolling. It's off target, though. And so Zinvez and JP are going to piss in the middle of the field and die. As now JP instantly spawns, instantly turns straight for Zinvez again. Almost had the double demo go off. Now JP going for the corner boost here. As now Thaichat has to dodge one demo, has to dodge another one. Cynical, buddy, you're next, Cynical. Able to get out of the way. Brandon, though, not so lucky, as Brandon was bumped. But now Zinvez is chasing JP, and that's just not what you're expecting out of this team. JP is usually the chaser, not the chasee. Minute has passed, though, so now we see Zinvez able to get a long clear. Brandon with one touch. Cynical, open net. He doesn't like those. He's a team player. Zinvez, he's going to take that one, though.
Fortunately for JP, Zin will touch the ball. He will take the redirect. He will take the open net and put them up 2-0. And this is where we'll see whether or not JP cracks or if he stays true to his method. Because, let's be honest, I think if he started just playing the actual game, I don't think it's a very close series between these two teams, with it being so close, with JP not actually going for the ball. And Marvin Brandon almost 2v3 in this team with a demo in the mix. But if JP stays on this demo track and Marv and Brandon cannot 1v2 the other team, or get the 2-goal deficit back to even, as this one might be a shot on target. Marv having to save that one and Brandon clearing that one away once again. A great play there on the defensive side of the ball, but we need to see them on the offensive side of the ball if they actually want to come back in this series.
Yeah, go ahead and wrap it up. This one is all over. All we really care about is the score board for JP, seeing if he can get 100 points. It's going to be tough, though. JP trying to chase down Thaichat. Marv trying to get a shot on target. Not going to happen there. Zinvez going to take Brandon out. Cynical going to fake that one. I taught him that. As Thaichat now with a long clear. That one's off the backboard. Marv's going to be there. Marv passes down to Cynical. The team play there from those three was spectacular.
Yeah, it's a great play there from Chad. Great force as well, forcing Marv to get a really bad touch on the backboard, letting that ball stay out into the midfield. And then Cynical, a good follow-up, a good demo comes through once again from Zinvez on Brandon, who is actually playing the game. And it looks like the Eastern All-Star is going to take a strong 3-0 lead. Might have been 4-0, but Cynical not able to get that tough angle of a shot. And this might be a goal for the West, as Brandon is able to follow up that touch and dunk by Marv. And the what a saves come out from JP once again, trying to induce some fury into the Eastern All-Stars mental.
He can't demo you on the pitch, he's dimming you in the brain. The mental booms and physical booms coming out, but JP still not having an executioner quite yet. Brandon now, and then we're trying to make a play happen, and JP let that man through, as Chad could not do a thing about it. Brandon with the next shot here, but Chad, JP, I mean, with a great demo there, and he got the executioner.
Yeah, it's just a good couple bumps coming out from Brandon. Not something you really would expect from having JP just constantly demo, but this is going to turn into an unfortunate kickoff goal because JP once again going for kickoff. Brandon trying to cover, but because he wasn't on the close side of kickoff to match the opposition, that's going to allow Cynical to get a free shot on target, and that's going to give a 2-goal lead once again to the East, trying to win this game. They're not playing for anything other than bragging rights. They want to say that they won against Brandon, Marv, and JP at any cost. It looks like Zinvez gonna try to fake off the kickoff, but the score is actually back within 1. It's definitely possible to come back. 2:20 left on the clock. Could force a game 5, and honestly, I feel like that's what JP wants, just to rack up his demo total for the series.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough ask, though. JP, Chad going to take that free goal here. A 2-goal lead. No demos there for JP. And it's just so tough. He got the bump, but, you know, bumps don't count on the stat sheet. And that's a fact. You know, you can get executioners to get points. I don't think you get nothing for bumps. And imagine you got 2 points for a bump, Ventus. Oh, man. This game would be a lot more toxic, you know?
Or you get 5 points per demo. Imagine 5 points per demo. I think that would be crazy, because then if you think about it, JP would really have at least 35 points purely on demos right now. And that's just based off of the fact I can see his score is 20 and that he at least has 1 executioner. He might be on his way to getting that 14 and getting his second, but the scoreline 5-4. The East keeps scoring open nets. I think that they're gonna just take this series purely off the fact that JP won't falter, and JP got his second executioner. That's 14 demos for him, and Chad looking for the double tap is not gonna find that one on target, and that ball gonna go back into the East half for just a split second. But I mean, it's tough when you have the Chad and Cynical literally playing just to play beats on the players from the West, and unfortunately they just have multiple players, and it just seems like they're trying too hard to win this series.
Yeah, but I just saw Zinvez and JP spawn and demo each other 5 times in a row, and that was absolute pure cinema as they do it right off kickoff. And Cynical gonna put that one in the back of the net. As all I'm saying is, I'm having a lot of fun with this series. I don't think Cynical and Chad are having enough fun.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely being a little bit about sticks in the mud, as some people say, or calling them wet blankets, as they're just party poopers, fun police. They aren't really trying to actually enjoy this series for the fact of demos. They are just trying to win the series on the fact that they can say that they won the series. And, unfortunately for the West, that's just what's going to happen when the players are not seasoned veterans. They don't realize that Titan League players specifically do not care at all about the All-Star match. And, that's all. That's really all I can say about that. The more you learn about Titan, the more you understand Titan League players do not care about All-Stars at all. We had to find multiple subs and multiple replacements
What?
And I think that's kind of the difference. Wait, what happened?
Dude, Zinvez just didn't get demoed. He demoed JP and he bounced off. I think it's the battle buzz difference there. And by the way, my whole camera has just been on Zinvez this whole time, because him and JP have just been going at it, and they spawned and demoed each other over and over and over again. And then JP got demoed and Zinvez just bounced right off him. And they both look supersonic. There they go. In holy matrimony, they demo each other. And with 10 seconds left, they can do it maybe a couple more times. JP dodged him, though. JP going for demos on other players. Going off for the squishy save, JP. You got to turn around demo one more time. And he misses. That demo doesn't come through. East are going to get the victory. And, what a series. That's... Oh, he almost broke 100. Dude.
Yeah, he almost did, as it looks like JP got 28 demos, Zinvez at 21. A crazy amount of demos coming out from both sides. And unfortunately, that's the series. The East is going to take it. They're going to improve their record to 5-6-1. And man, what a thriller, honestly. I couldn't... I mean, what else can you expect for a series like this?
I can expect that's gonna be it, guys. Ventus, I am tired. That made me exhausted. I can't lie. That's oh my gosh. Watching casting a series like that is insane. Watching a series like that is insane. I can only imagine playing a series like that. Yeah, that was something. I can't lie. But Ventus, thank you for joining me in the booth, man. It was it was an interesting night, you know, and I think we capped it
Oh,
off in the best way possible.
yeah, I mean, what better way to end All-Star Night with an absolute explosion of fireworks, you know? Some
Mm.
crazy explosions happened all over the field. Some demos pulling out some crazy stat numbers of demos. I think they're trying to reach individual game records from the amount of demos. But I mean, that's gonna wrap it up for All-Star Night. I guess really quickly we can thank our Nemesis Premium subscribers once again. For all of those premium subscribers who are Challenger League and above specifically. I'm not sure if we have the graphics, so I can't name all the names. But we appreciate you guys so much. And I mean, unfortunately, that's going to be it for All Star Night.
Yeah, but guys, come right back on Monday. We have what is this, week 7? Oh, there it is, baby! Shout outs
Ah.
to all of our premium subscribers. We got Sub Zero and Ruby in the novice tier. Challengers here, we got Flame Intruder, Wiggler, Crotera, Dissa, Earn, and Neons. And then in the Titan tier, the Goats. It's not completely updated. I know there's a couple more, but Fender, Ado, Jax, Parker, Sato. I'm not sure if this is completely accurate. I know this is a Titan tier or something like that. I don't know. He's not a Titan tier player, I can tell you that much. But thank you for all of our patrons and subscribers. We appreciate all of you. But with that, that's going to wrap it up here. We will be back on Monday for actual Nemesis League. Week 7 coming up. We're approaching playoffs very rapidly. Bro, you're such a brick. You literally got carried. You're a bum. I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's going to be it. Ventus, thank you for catching with me. Kareem, shout out to you for streaming. And everybody, have a good night. Deuces.